All right, welcome to this lecture on URLs. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see what I'm talking about and what's going on the screen. So here we go. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about what a web URL is, what a domain is, and why that's important. So I'm here, you can just watch the screen on, I think it's flipped upside down on your view of me, but you can see me. So I can explain differences between different web URLs and use them to find accurate historical information. What is a web URL? Another name for it is a domain, and it's a way that the internet is organized. So there's different forms of this. You'll see them on the next page. There are things like .com. You see that .gov, .net, .edu, .mil, all these different things are web domains or web URLs. And you knowing the difference between these two can help you understand different historical information. So on your note guide, I have a little section there. It's like, what is a domain? It's a way the internet is organized. And these are different examples of web URLs or domains. Now to go over some of the differences and interesting parts of these, I'm going to just go through these slides. So I'm going to start with one .com. These are ones you're probably familiar with. It is short for commercial, and the object of a .com website is to make money. They want the money, like Amazon.com. Oh, we went to the next slide. There we are. Okay, so .com. They're wanting to make money. They're mostly reliable, I'd say, but you have to watch out. They might be telling you the truth, but it might not be the whole truth. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look at one of these example websites. Up here on the top right is the New York Times. They're a news agency. They're trying to sell you news that you're going to consume, that you're going to read, that you're going to share with your friends. If they want more people to subscribe to their newspaper, they're going to try and make their information the most reliable that they can. But there may be editors, or there may be people who are trying to swing the news one way, and you have to watch out for that and read into between those lines. And here's another example. KSL.com is more of a local news area, and you can learn more about the different things that is going on in Utah. And again, you have to read that because you have to know who the people are writing it and like what purpose they have in writing it. Mostly in this case of .com, it's to make money, and in order to make money, they have to make sure it's accurate information. So in most cases, especially big agencies like New York Times, KSL, this information is probably going to be accurate. On another scale, let's go to this .edu one. EDU is short for educational institution. And what do they want? They want people to come to their school. It helps them make money as well, but it also not just makes money, but also allows for the credibility of their school. Like if a university wants to be really famous, like Harvard, then they're going to have to put Harvard type work on their website. They're not going to put stuff that's not that. They're going to showcase their best work. You can look at different things like the BYU library. That's an EDU website. Our school website, dixon.provo.edu, is a school website. So EDU websites are also very reliable sources of information. One thing to be careful of though is sometimes students may have their own websites with the .edu website, and that must be read skeptically because students sometimes can post whatever they want, and they might be very emotional about it, but they might not be as informed. And they might not be sanctioned by their school, or they might not be allowed by their school to post that information. Let's go to .gov. .gov websites are probably one of your most reliable sources. It's short for government. What do they want? They want to get accurate information so people can trust them. So they're going to have pretty reliable sources. Utah.gov is Utah's website. There's many national government web sources that we'll probably be using throughout our time here in this class. One of them being the Supreme Court. And here on this website, you can look up probably any and all of the Supreme Court cases that have ever been, and and really important information. I have this warning here, and it's kind of funny. It says, can you trust this government to know everything about their places? My source for this is, can you trust like North Korea? to put on their website. If you're interested, I could show you North Korea's website and we can look at some of the funny things that they post. It can be very interesting, and it's very pro North Korea, which is something we're not used to seeing here in America. So there is information out there. It's just knowing where to find it and what to trust. The next one we haven't done, let's go to .org. .org is probably one you're really common with. It's short for organization or nonprofit organization, which means they're a company, but their main purpose is to promote an idea and not necessarily make money. An example of this is Khan Academy. Khan Academy posts lots of educational videos that we use as teachers and show to you as students. And their purpose is to educate everyone and have everyone have a positive education. So they ask for money to try and promote that cause. But when it comes to education and resources from Khan Academy, probably really reliable as well. Here with Provo.org, Provo City is an organization, and they are trying to make a good place for people. Something you need to be careful with is organizations may be promoting something, and the information they have may favor their opinion. Like if you're going to go to a church's website or to a website about a particular issue that is prevalent, there's many issues that are prevalent that you could look up. You're going to want to look at that information and realize that this information is favoring this organization because they want to promote their cause. And so when you have something really controversial that you're reading about, say wearing masks or not is that important, you're going to hear from both sides and see and compare and contrast what they're saying and see what you can find in the truth in the middle there. Let's see, .mil is another one. .mil is short for military, and they want to be able to produce a good information to get more people to join the military. And so they're going to provide reliable information about the military. They may not talk much about the military sphere, so anything outside of a military sphere, I would not use a .mil URL for, and you probably won't use a lot as well in your research. The last one on here is .net, and .net is anything that's short for network, and it's websites that don't really fit under any of these categories. There can be like blogs or other things that are posted on the internet that are not really reliable. So that's why this one is the one I just say, if you're finding on .net website, most likely you're not going to find information that is credible or that you can trust. That's why I include this GIF of this sloth saying, how about no? Because that is what I think of it. Here's some tips I have for searching the internet when it comes to historical research or just learning in general. The first thing is what I call horizontal searching. And that's where you look at lots of websites. You open 5 or 6 tabs, even 2 or 3 tabs, and just compare what the two they have to say, because they might be different, they might have differing opinions, and you want to get all the sides, not just the first thing that pops up. Another thing is think of who the website is trying to reach. Who is their audience? For example, let's just say Amazon.com. Their audience is whoever will pay them money. They want money. So they put the information on there so people will buy it from them. Let's think about like an election. Like if we go on to President Trump's campaign website, who's his audience? It's people who will vote for him or who is wanting to vote for him. And he's going to show reasons why people should vote for him. Same for Joe Biden as well. He's going to have a website that could show why to vote for him, why not to vote for President Trump. And they want that information online so you can vote for them. Again, like I talked about earlier, this third tip, when researching a controversial topic, be sure to look at both sides of the argument. And then, so you just look at both sides. So not everyone's saying, that's why you look at President Trump's side and Joe Biden's side, as they're going against each other. You can't just compare one. And the last tip is, in reading something on the internet, don't assume that it is the whole truth, but recognize the work done to do the research. When reading the internet, I call it skeptical optimism. So you are looking at it closely, doing a close reading of whatever you're doing, but you trust that it's most likely going to be true, or that someone wouldn't just post a flat out lie on the internet. They would have a reason for doing that. But this is important when you're like, if you see something posted on Instagram or TikTok, you don't have to assume that it's true because people have their own opinions, but they have a reason for posting it. Those are some of my tips for researching on the internet. And there's an activity that we won't be able to get to, but that is what I think about URLs. I hope you enjoyed this and that you feel better prepared to do research in the future.